Into Earthborne Rangers, a wretch in the valley. Day number 3. My name is Jeep. The wretch character, if you haven't heard already, is an Earthborne Rangers character that has 1 awareness, 1 spirit, 1 focus, and 1 fitness. So he's very weak in every attribute. On day number 3, we are picking up in Kobo's market. Last time, on the previous day, I tripped over an anthill, face planted, and then got bit on the butt by a Bloodbeck and Velix. So things didn't go so good when I was trying to shop, but we're going to pick it up again today and see how things go. You'll see that I've added in the Shadow of the Storm expansion. So we're playing with Shadow of the Storm and Spire and Bloom, as well as Lure of the Valley, and we'll just go from there and see how the day goes, see where things take us. You yawn as you wake up on the trail, then sniff the air curiously. Something smells delicious. You look around your campsite and see, sitting on a rock, a hearty grain loaf and stack of delicate sweetbreads, still warm and steaming. Someone hiked by while you were asleep and left them for you. On the top of the loaf, you find a note that says, "Thanks for delivering the biscuits to us. Enjoy breakfast." Each ranger gains 1 additional energy in an aspect of their choice for the first round. I think what I want to do is probably start out with an extra fitness. That's a pretty safe choice. So let's do that. Actually, I was supposed to draw my cards before I read the story. I just forgot, so I'm going to do that now. So we'll draw my 6 cards. We got Alloy Recycler, Fernadex, Favorite Gear, Carbon Forged Theodolite, Versatile, and Moment of Desperation. So I definitely want to keep Favorite Gear and the Carbon Forged Theodolite. Fernadex might be useful, so I think I'll keep that too. And the rest I'm gonna mulligan. So now we have a Stone in the River, Balanced, and Persuasive. This seems like a pretty decent start. Search the path deck for the next feature and put it into play. Okay, we got a Morning Route. It's a good start. The next thing along the path that we find is the Whispering Fields. So, Whispering Fields, after this feature enters play, draw a path card. Response: when you would draw a path card, instead attach it face down to this feature. So, put a face down card, no idea what it is, on the feature. And this has a special presence that says presence is equal to twice the number of face down cards attached to this feature. So the presence is currently 2. What I want to do first is just, I'm going to equip my Carbon Forged Theodolite. So that'll cost me 1 energy. I'm going to start with it deployed. That seems like a pretty good start for me. Let's try to sense the movement in the tall grass. So I'll just do 1 effort. It's not super critical. So since the effort in the tall grass, -1, no success. And we got the sunshine, so we put a random attached face down card into play. So it's this card. Let's see what we got. Hey, it's Calypsa, Ranger Mentor. Not bad. You come across Calypsa in the middle of a field as she is teaching something to Call Ivor. She waves you over. "I've just been discussing some lessons with Call," she says. "Care to sit in?" Clear Calypsa with progress to learn from the Wise Ranger. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to connect with Calypsa. I don't think I have any hearts to throw at it. Nope. So I'll just do 1 effort to connect. And we get 0 connections because we didn't get the +1 we needed. If there's an active predator, exhaust it. There's no predators, so we're good there. Okay, so let's just try to traverse the location. And because of my deployed Carbon Forged Theodolite, when you perform a traverse test, commit 1 effort. All right, so I'm going to try and traverse the location with 2 effort. And what do we got? -2. Amazing. I've already stumbled just trying to walk around Kobo's market, sprained my ankle, and yeah, I have one damage now. And then these get shuffled. All right, so we went from a really great start to a really bad start pretty quick. Yeah, I think that's all I want to do for this round. So I'm gonna rest. I gain back my energy. Because of my injury, I fatigue one card and draw one card. And I've drawn Healing Touch, which is actually really good timing. So that's pretty amazing. And then the next path card, it gets drawn underneath the Whispering Fields. So that one is hiding in the grass. And very simple. I'm just going to use Healing Touch and remove my harm. So I spend one spirit and heal one injury from a ranger. So next, I'm going to spend one awareness to try to sense the movement in the tall grass. So I use my awareness. I unfortunately got a -1, so I did not succeed at that. And then the red, if there's an active predator. We're good. All right, so now I'm going to use my fitness and deployed Carbon Forged Theodolite to traverse Kobo's market. 2 effort, and I actually got 3, so that's great. So we put 3 up here, and then the blue, if this test added progress, add an additional progress. So that's at 4. And Calypsa says add 1 progress to a path card. Well, I could add 1 here, or I could add 1 here. I think I'll just add it to the morning route. Maybe it'll come into play later. So I'm gonna try to remember my training. I do. I look at 2 cards. So I have Alloy Recycler and Persuasive. If I end up doing a trade, I'm going to want to trade in the Alloy Recycler. So I think I'm going to draw that card and put the Persuasive underneath. So I draw the Alloy Recycler. Red symbol does nothing. And that's all my energy for this round, so I'm going to rest. And I'm not injured anymore, so I don't need to fatigue. I draw 1 more. And I got balanced again, okay. And then the next card goes again under the Whispering Fields. So now there's 2 under there. Oh, you know what? I actually have enough progress to travel. But I do kind of want to talk to Calypsa, and I do kind of want to trade. First, I'm going to use my awareness to sense the movement in the tall grass. So I do. I'm going to randomly put 1 into play. But if it has the ambush keyword, I'll treat it as if it does not. So, random card is a Hungry Scroff, which isn't that great, but not that bad either. It's a little dangerous because we have some food here. Put a random attached face-down card into play. So that happens immediately. And we have Parental Bond. Okay, this is a pretty scary card, actually. Parental Bond is from the Spire and Bloom expansion, so let's read that. As you come to a clearing, you find yourself face to face with an animal and its offspring. You'll have to approach this situation with care. Parents are understandably protective of their young. Depending on your current train set, attach Parental Bond to a copy of the corresponding parent and search the general set for its corresponding young, both listed below. If a copy of the corresponding parent is not in play, search the path deck and discard for 1, put it into play, then attach Parental Bond to it. Okay, so the Scroff Shoat is along the way. This Hungry Scroff is the parent, sort of standing between us and the Scroff Shoat. So yeah, this situation is getting pretty dangerous pretty fast. Oh, so now, yellow, we continue. Discard 1 token from a food you have equipped. I don't have any food equipped. So a lot of days we can take damage right now, but yeah, let's just press forward and see what happens. I'm going to try to connect to Calypsa again. Maybe luck will be on our side. So connecting to Calypsa, and we get no +1, unfortunately. Nothing was added. If there's an active predator other than the Hungry Scroff, then a Hungry Scroff, exhaust it. There's not. Add 1 to a path card, so we add another progress to the morning route. If there's an active prey, exhaust it, add progress to it, and damage to this feature both equal to that prey's presence. So we add 2 progress to the Hungry Scruff, we add 2 harm to the morning route, and it has a threshold of 2 for harm, so the morning route is cleared by harm. First cleared card, not done by the Wretch, but done by the Hungry Scruff. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't really have what I need to haggle right now, so I can try to go another round. Things are pretty crazy here, and it's only going to get worse, so I think what I'm going to do is just rest and travel. I have to get out of this zone. It's too dangerous with the mother. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to shop, but yeah, we're going to move on. So let's go from Kobo's Market towards Spire, and we'll see if we can do something there. So I rest, and I travel. Whew, okay, so we've traveled now. So basically, when we go from Kobo's Market to Spire along the lakeside path, you'll see that Spire is now this expanded box in the Spire and Bloom expansion. So when we travel from Kobo's Market, we end up at Spire Crossing, not Spire proper. So that's our first stop, is in Spire Crossing. So that's where we are now, Spire Crossing. A long bridge of gray stone arches over the glistening waters of the Silverfen, the only major crossing leading in or out of the bustling village of Spire. It's customary for travelers along the bridge to stop and greet one another as they pass. Several travelers are already engaged in lively conversation, in no particular rush to get to where they're headed. Lead Ranger. Search the deck for the next human and put them into play. Okay, we got Raemon, Caravaner. As you round a corner, you come across an unmistakable sight. A caravan of wagons and stilt horse-led carriages, guided by Raemon, a well-traveled man who carries people and supplies to and from Spire, Crossroads Station, and the various other villages of the valley. He waves you over as you approach, though you can't help but notice how exhausted he looks. Clear Raemon with progress to ask how he's doing. So now we rest. We draw a card. We get another Carbon Forged Theodolite, which could be useful. Yeah, actually, that is kind of useful. Raemon starts with 2 supplies. And we draw another path card. Bumping Latrino, Ambush. Okay, so I'm ambushed 1 based on the presence. Okay, first things first, I'm going to equip my Farinadex. And my Farinadex starts with 4 profiles. So I get basically 4 uses on it. And now I think what I'm going to do is I'm also going to attach my favorite gear to the Farinadex. This will make it so I can soothe fatigue whenever I use the Farinadex. Okay, I'm also going to try and remember my training, so let's do that. Did succeed, so I look at 1. It's Moment of Desperation. I feel like I'm not going to need this, so I'm going to put it on the bottom. And I'm going to draw another Farinadex. Raemon offers to share some of his supplies. You may discard 1 supply from Raemon to gain 1 energy of any type. That's great. So I'm going to discard 1 from Raemon, and I'm going to take a fitness. So now I have 2 fitness, and I also have the Carbon Forged Theodolite, so I can make some good progress here. Okay, so let's try to traverse the location with 3 effort, 2 fitness energy plus the Carbon Forged Theodolite. Okay. And yes, we have gotten 3 progress. If there are other active romping latrines, there are not. If there's an active predator, exhaust it. Add damage to this being equal to that predator's presence. So unfortunately, Raemon took 1 harm. He's a pretty sturdy guy with 4 harm, so hopefully he'll be okay. Oh, and when I traversed, I should have also fatigued 1 card because I was going past the Romping Latrino with 1 presence. Okay, that's all my energy for this hour of the day, so let's rest and draw a card. And I draw Perceptive. So the next path card is, oh no, it's a Carnivorous Naiad. Oh, bad timing. Okay, so this is a pretty tricky situation. Here's what I'm going to try and do. Raemon has this test where I can push Raemon's hover sled to add 1 progress to this being for every 2 effort, then add an additional amount of progress to a feature. So I'm going to use 1 fitness plus persuasive, balanced, and balanced. So I use 4 effort to try and push Raemon's hover sled. So I got 4 effort, so add 2 progress to Raemon. And then I add 4 progress to a feature. So I'm going to put 4 progress on the Carnivorous Naiad. And then after you succeeded a test in which you committed this attribute, you may suffer 1 fatigue to gain 1 energy of any type. So I'm going to take 2 energy, 1 for each balanced card. So I'm suffering 2 fatigue, taking 2 spirit. So I'm at 3 spirit because I want to try and connect with Raemon. And then this one, after you succeeded a test in which you committed this attribute, you may suffer 1 fatigue to add it back to your hand. I think that I'm not going to do that. So let's keep going. Okay, so then red. Hopefully this isn't too bad. If your chip is on a water feature, the Naiad stabs you with its teeth. Okay, good there. If there are other active romping latrinos, there are not, so that's okay. If there is an active predator, there is. Exhaust it and add 1. So, so I'm going to again exhaust the latrino and add 1 damage here. So Raemon is at 2 harm now. And then, so I will use 3 effort. 3 effort to connect with Raemon. Okay, I got 4. So that brings him up to 6. And we have finished connecting with him. Who, me? I'm doing fine, Raemon says, unconsciously rubbing his eyes. The dark circles under his eyes, his grimy clothes, and his frequent yawning tell a different story. He's likely been running caravans back and forth for days at a time without pausing to rest. Maybe you should encourage Raemon to take a break. In fact, you know just the place. So we can take Raemon somewhere where he can relax for a bit, discard all progress and attach Helping Hand mission to him. Or we can wish Raemon the best. So the dangerous thing here is if I keep him in play and can't leave town, then he could take more damage and end the day right there. But if I get lucky and that doesn't happen, we could travel and complete a good mission. We're gonna wave goodbye. Discard Raemon. Each ranger soothes to fatigue. Yeah, it's just too dangerous, unfortunately. Okay, so the ranger with the most fatigue must discard 1 awareness or move their ranger token to this feature. So we'll discard 1 awareness. Okay, let's see if we can add one more progress to the Naiad. So I will study the landscape to move a feature and add one progress to it. So I use 2 effort to study the landscape. I do study the landscape. So we add 1 progress, and I'm going to move it. Do I want it within reach? It doesn't really matter to me, so I'm just going to put it within reach. I think that's fine. And then red, nothing because I'm not on the water feature. I do succeed in gain 1 awareness, but I don't need to use that for anything. However, I can exhaust my roll to spend 1 energy and add a token to attack. So I'll add 1 token to my Farindedex. Okay, and then I rest, get back my energy, draw a card, and the next path card is a fresh blue kelpweed. Oh man, we could have healed Raemon. This could have been okay. Oh well. I'm going to not have my Carbon Forge Theodolite deployed. I'm going to use 1 profile for my Farindedex to add 1 effort to an avoid test. And I will try to avoid the Romping Latrinal with 2 effort. So I avoid the Romping Latrinal. Oh my god, the clouds. Okay, so I forgot to take clouds off of a perfect day. I think there definitely would have been... Okay, so with this, I would have suffered 1 fatigue, so I'll just do that now. I don't know if there would have been another. I think I've actually been pretty low on getting yellow ones, so that was my mistake. I'm going to assume that I'm somewhere around having 1 cloud. So I didn't keep track, but unfortunately that's what it is. So I'll traverse with 1, 2 effort, and I got a -1, but that means I succeeded. So I will add 1 progress here. And then blue, if there's a Romping Latrinal within reach, it escapes through the weeds. Move it along the way. That's fine. And I gain 1 awareness for succeeding at that test. I have enough progress to travel, so I'm going to rest and travel. So let's go. We are going to Spire proper now. So inside this box, we're currently at Spire Crossing. We're going to come down to Spire. And we're going along the new path type for this expansion, which is called Thoroughfare. So it's kind of like a city area. So we're going to move through the Thoroughfare into Spire and start to meet some people there, hopefully. Hopefully it'll be less dangerous. There won't be any Naiads there, that's for sure. Rising out of an island in the middle of the Silverfen, the first thing you spot is the landmark that gives the town its name. A massive gray spire at the center of the island towers over the cottages, workshops, and trade halls that make up the rest of the town. As impressive as it is, you know that it is but a protrusion of the ancient archaeology that extends deep into the roots of the valley. So in the expansion, you actually combine the Spire cards into this deck instead of having a separate deck. And then we're going to draw 1 path card. So we do. I'm going to put this here. I'll put it up there. Okay, we got the Archaeology Threshold. Most everyone in the valley, and certainly everyone in Spire, is familiar with the archaeology, but most of them think of the upper levels that have become the basements and power generation stations of Spire. You head past the water turbines and the enclosed river docks down into a level below the Silverfen. Here the air is a bit damp, but you find yourself in a brightly lit chamber full of cabinets and pedestals. Artifacts are scattered throughout the space, each with a neat label identifying them. Most seem to be from the Estians. Some even seem older, from the decades before the guide led people to begin the generational projects. A mousy young woman with large glowing glasses scurries up, introduces herself as Kirstu Meeks. If you're looking for Siluro, she says, he's deeper into the archaeology tunnels. She points to a series of vaulted entrances leading off from the chamber. Each seems darker and more oppressive than the last. Kirstu sees your hesitation. Don't worry, she says. It should be safe. We haven't seen anything dangerous in the upper passages for months now. I need to update the number of clouds on here. Sorry that I screwed that up earlier. Hopefully it didn't have a big effect. I draw my card, and I get friendly repair service. So that's nice. And then the next path card, we encounter Tolan Lang, Sculptor. The glow alerts you to Tolan Lang's presence before you actually find him, crouched next to a heavy bag and rounded hemispherical pedestal. Above the pedestal, you see a whirling rainbow mass of sparkling shards of glass. Even as you watch, Tolan reaches into the bag while wearing a heavy glove and hauls out another handful of shards, carefully casting them into the air. You see the brief flash of an otherwise invisible suspensor field, and the shards join the large cloud. Tolan thinks for a moment, then uses a pull to nudge and push the material into a new form. You've heard of kinetic glass before, but this is the first time you've seen it used in such a quantity. Tolan looks at you as you approach and waves. He starts chatting with you as he continues to sculpt. Clear Tolan with progress to ask him about his sculpture. I'm going to attach friendly repair service to Tolan Lang. You know what? Did I ever soothe the 2 fatigue from Raemon? I did not. So I'm going to soothe the 2 fatigue right now. I totally forgot to do that. So I got that. I'm going to have my Carbon Forged Theodolite deployed. I didn't soothe 1 fatigue when I used my Farinadex, so I'm going to do that now. Sorry that I forgot so many things. I have another repair service. Wow. Okay, so yeah, let's definitely try to connect with Tolan. Okay, so I will connect with 1, and I can discard one of these profiles to make it 2 effort based on this card. Okay, so connected with 2 effort. Pretty good start. Try to traverse the location, and I use 2 effort with my fitness and my Carbon Force Theodolite. I got 3, so I had 3 progress to the location. Yeah, I think I'm going to rest and see if somebody else useful is going to come out that we can talk to. Also, I want to finish connecting with Tolan Lang, so I rest. Draw a card. It's another favorite gear. And the next path card. There's some rambunctious teens within reach. I'm going to not deploy my Carbon Forged Theodolite. And I will try to avoid the rambunctious teens. So I'll exhaust this and use a profile. So I'm using 2 effort to avoid the rambunctious teens. And I do succeed. They are avoided. And then that blue has nothing special. Next, also I soothe 1 fatigue because of my favorite gear. So I got versatile, which is good. So let's connect with Tolan Lang. I'll use 1, 2 effort. And I succeed at connecting. I get 2 effort total. You ask a few questions about Tolan's work. He gradually pays less and less attention to his current work until he's set down his tools and is engaged in a lively discussion with you. I've actually been asked by the elders at Spire to install a work on Stoneweaver Bridge, something to commemorate its construction, you know? Anyway, I've created the design, but now I have to haul nearly 100 kilos of kinetic glass and metals there. He looks faintly abashed. I may have gotten carried away. Suddenly he brightens. Hey, you travel all over the valley, right? Could you help me take the sculpture to Stoneweaver Bridge? I bet it would be really easy if we had a boat. Maybe one of the ones Lynn Mira makes out in Branch. We could just carry the materials there too. I can agree to help or not today. I think I'm going to say not today because many reasons. So first of all, getting from Spire to Stone River Bridge, as he says, is easy if we use the river, but it takes 2 steps if we go on foot. And I don't think I have really enough to get us there. It's actually more than that because I have to travel through Spire. I'd have to go to Silverfin Docks and then go from there. So I think that's not going to work. Not today. Each ranger soothes 2 fatigue. So I soothe 2 fatigue. Okay, and then since I finished connecting, okay, so we got 1 more progress, our check mark on friendly repair service. We're up to 3, and our goal I think is 6. So 3 more to go. So I'm just going to use, just to be safe, I'm going to use 2 effort to traverse the location. Okay, so that is good. We're now at 5. So yeah, let's refresh. And I got Infusion Canteen. Great. We have a busy marketplace. So I'm going to suffer 4 fatigue to go past these 2. Oh, the busy marketplace is up here. That doesn't matter. So that's 4 fatigue. And I'm going to search the bustling marketplace. I'm going to use 4 effort. So I'm really trying to look for something good. So I got 4. So I look at 4 cards in the deck. So Pernicious Peddlers, Dace Ambitious Shaper, Crowded Thoroughfare, and Back Alley Shortcut. I don't need any of these, unfortunately. So I'm going to put them all on the bottom and hope that the next card is something I do want. It is Elder Orlin, who I do want, so that's great. Okay. And then blue. Oh, when I rested, I forgot to update the weather. So let's do that. It's so easy for me to forget. Okay, so we didn't add progress to anything. Exhaust this feature, search the path deck, and discard for Pernicious Peddlers and put them into play. So that's a little unfortunate, but we'll just do that. Pernicious Peddlers go into play. They're fatiguing, friendly, and persistent. So I'm going to equip my Infusion Canteen. I'm going to equip it here and discard my Carbon Forged Theodolite. I don't have enough room for all of them, unfortunately, because these both take 2 each. And the Infusion Canteen is going to be of Spirit type. It starts with 3 sips. Elder Orlin looks you up and down and snorts gruffly. If you were a piece of wrought carbon, I think I'd stick you back in my forge until you were properly tempered. But you are wearing a ranger cloak, I suppose. What's your business around Spire? Clear Elder Orlin with progress to ask her if she needs help around Spire. Okay. It's also the possibility that I could listen to Elder Orlin to try to swap out a moment, which could be good. Yeah, that could be pretty good. We're in dangerous territory here, but let's go. We'll just try this. So I am gonna try to listen to Elder Orlin with 4 effort, my focus plus my reason. -2, I cannot believe that. So we only got, so 4 minus 2 is 2. We got 2 effort, we didn't succeed at the 3 necessary, unfortunately. So nope, I'm gonna rest. So I rest, we lose 1 cloud here. I draw my card. I get another Infusion Canteen, which is great. Next path card is the Scrounging Corvids. So I will attach Friendly Repair Service to Elder Orlin. Oh, and I should have suffered 2 fatigue when I rested, because these guys are persistent. So there's 2 cards gone. Okay, I'm down to my last card. So now what I want to do is equip... Oh, I can't equip an... Yeah, I can. I'm going to equip a Fusion Canteen, get rid of my Farinadex. And this starts with 3 sips. It's going to, again, be Spirit. And so I'll use 1, 2, 3, plus another from here, 4. Use 4 effort. 1, 2, 3, 4 effort to try to connect with Elder Orlin. I succeed. Mora glances skyward. Spire is a big place. Plenty of people need help. But right now, I'm most worried about that giant raptor, Umbra. The blighter may fly all over the valley, but she likes perching at the top of Spire, then swooping down to snatch up her prey. Last year, it was old Harley Jeffson. I don't want to see that happen again. I will agree to help. Gain the Lure Umbra mission. Alright, so there's Umbra, and we're going to attach it to the Lure mission, put it right there in the surroundings. I don't know that I'll actually be able to complete this mission as the WRETCH, but at least it takes Umbra out of the rotation for random possible cards. And since we finished another connection for friendly repair service, I get another check mark. To 4 check marks, just 2 to go. I think that's absolutely everything that I wanted to do. So I'm just going to rest, and I'm going to travel, and I'm going to camp. So we're here in Spire. What I'm going to do is go back up the Spire Crossing along the thoroughfare. I'm going to camp in Spire Crossing, and then on the next day, that's going to be a decent spot to start because I'll need to head back to Kobo's Market and deal with some disasters there. So yeah, that's it for today. I had 1 card left, so just under the wire. And I did rest, which means I can now put the Nal's Understanding reward card into my deck, which is going to be really useful for me. That would have come in handy today, but yeah, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you enjoyed day number 3 of the WRETCH. And if you have any questions or thoughts about it, just leave them in the comments. And hopefully I'll see you again on day 4. Hopefully it won't take as long to record these videos. But yeah, I only get time to do them every once in a while. So thanks everybody for watching. And yeah, maybe I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.